What secrets of the Cancer full moon will emerge as I channel its energy into a neurographic art ritual? Let's explore together. Neurographic art is a powerful creative process that blends art and mindfulness, allowing us to rewire our thoughts, emotions, and energy through intuitive drawing. By drawing flowing neurolines, softening edges, and adding intentional color, we create emotional release, transform inner resistance into harmony, and open pathways for new possibilities. Now imagine pairing this process with the transformative energy of the full moon, specifically a deeply emotive Cancer full moon. Known for its connection to home, relationships, and intuition, this moon invites us to release old patterns, heal emotional wounds, and set powerful intentions. In this video, I'll guide you through a neurographic art ritual designed to harness the nurturing and reflective energies of the Cancer full moon, turning its cosmic influence into a masterpiece of healing, connection, and self-discovery. So let's dive in. Grab some materials. You'll need paper, markers, a Sharpie, a pen, whatever you have, and something to put color down with. I'm choosing colored pencils, alcohol-based markers, and even some text highlighters. First, let's spend a moment to reflect on what you want to release or manifest during the full moon. I'm going to set my intention as I release emotional patterns that no longer serve me. So to start our composition, let's place a circle or a moon in the middle of the page. This represents our emotional self. Then we're going to gather all of our emotional patterns that no longer serve, and we're going to explode them out in a catharsis or scribble in the center of the circle. This is a visual representation of our internal conflict. Now we're going to take our neurolines and we're going to stretch those emotions to the edges of the page. Let's start by just making an irregular line that doesn't repeat itself on any part of its movement, moving it through that catharsis and stretching it to the edges of the paper. I want you to imagine that these lines are representing the flow of your thoughts, your emotions, and the energy. Notice how you're feeling in your body. Are there any thoughts or emotions that are coming up? So now we're going to round. I want you to focus on any of those sharp intersections where the lines overlap, and we're going to round them, creating a smooth and harmonious connection instead of that sharp angle in the corner. As you round, visualize tension or resistance that exists in that sharp angle in the corner and dissolve it into peace and clarity. And because rounding is a slow and meditative process, I'm actually going to speed the video up a little bit more here. If you're drawing along, feel free to reduce your speed to half speed or pause and give yourself time to just work through the process and then return to the video when you're finished. So the Cancer full moon is about nurturing. So I'm going to use some circles and add resources to my drawing. For me, these represent areas of self-care, and every circle I have given a name and know exactly what it means. You could choose relationships, self-care practices like I have, or anything that supports your emotional health. And once we place the circles, we're going to go in and we're going to round, just like we did before. Now see that little hangy-dangy thing that I have hanging off to the side there? Don't worry about things like that. I will just integrate that in later, and you won't even know it's there. So now it's time to add some color, and color is always my most favorite part. So I love to choose colors intuitively and focus on what feels nurturing and aligned with the intention that I have set for the drawing. So in this drawing, I have chosen some warm hues. So yellow for that light that shines, some orange-ish yellow hues, and also a little bit of vibrant reddish pink to just really accentuate those bright hues and bright colors. Those are the healing and energy part of the drawing. Later, you'll see that I choose some blues and silvers, even with a little bit of purple mixed in, to bring in that emotional balance and also to really carry through the water element that comes with Cancer. So Cancer, deep water, lots of emotion. So I invite you to apply your color to your paper in whatever intuitive fashion that you like. The only thing that I suggest is that you integrate at least 2 adjoining sections in the same color. This helps to create balance, but it also helps to blend and merge and create new ideas and new emotional pathways for ourselves. It's really, really powerful. So just give yourself the freedom and enjoy the process. You'll notice at this point that I'm adding the color in a light and loose fashion. Those light layers give us a base of color that we can build on and refine later. So always start light, start with your lighter colors, and then we'll build up and bring the darker colors in as we need to for those highlights, depth, and dimension. So here I'm using a Stabilo text highlighter, like the kind that you find in the office supply section. Highlighters are a wonderful way to add color to a drawing, and they add a very sheer and light layer so you can see through because they're transparent. Another fun supply to add color are alcohol-based markers. I love the alcohol-based markers because they go on smooth and rather than streaky. They just give a really nice finish and a depth of color that doesn't fade. So the full moon, especially the full moon in Cancer, is a time of heightened emotions, heightened intuition, and energy. I love its luminous glow that invites reflection, release, and renewal. And this is so amplified with neurographic art. So for example, emotional clarity. The full moon helps surface hidden emotions, making them easier to see and process and integrate with your artwork. Intuitive insight? Well, Cancer's connection with intuition deepens your ability to draw from within and trust your creative instincts. And then for releasing and manifesting, the full moon marks a powerful time for releasing old patterns and setting new intentions, which aligns perfectly with the transformative nature of neurographic art. Next, let's connect some universal energies using our power lines. So these lines are going to go from the edge of the page to the opposite edge of the page in an irregular neuroline fashion, but they're a little bit thicker. They are that constant flow of energy that rolls through the universe and moves us forward. I like to think of this as my connection to the divine, each line that I put down. And as we always do, anywhere where these new lines have made sharp corners, we want to go back in and round and integrate them really, really well. This is a connecting point. It connects the universal energies to us, to our intentions, to our emotions. I always like to say nothing happens in isolation. And the neurolines, these universal power lines, really show that and demonstrate it to me. So at this point, we're going to go back in and I'm going to continue to work on the nuance, the style, and the depth of my drawing. I'll do that by adding new layers of colors, introducing symbols or elements, a lot of different ways that you can do that. Also, I will create a focal point and really draw your eye to a certain area of the page. But the most important thing that I'm doing in this particular style step of the drawing is I'm really paying attention to what's called emotional anchoring technique. So during a neurographic art ritual, you can significantly enhance both your artistic expression and your emotional release by incorporating this technique. It involves continuously connecting specific colors, shapes, movement in your art with the emotions or intention you wish to release or manifest. So here's how it works. So first, I want you to identify your emotion or intention. And in choosing that emotion to release, or the one you've been working with here, or maybe it's your intention to manifest, once you identify it, align it with one of the colors that you've got going here. Use a specific color or shape that represents those feelings, such as, say, a dark tone for a release or a bright color for positive energy. And while you're adding these colors, while you're adding the nuance, focus on visualizing the release of the old emotions with each exhale, and then inviting new energy in with each inhale, using your breath. We're getting really centered and being mindful of what's going on in your body. How are you feeling? Do you have a cramp in your shoulder? Is your low back hurting? Do you notice a tingly sensation? Is your heart racing? Really get embodied in the process. And that breath, that inhale and exhale, is a lovely way to embody your art process. Also, incorporating meaningful shapes, like adding symbols like more circles, which represent wholeness, that represents the circle of the moon or intuition. Or we can add more lines, the wave or the emotional flow, to enhance the intention. The most important part, though, is engaging throughout the process with that breath work. Sync your breathing with the process to deepen emotional release and your intention setting. This method really creates a tangible connection between your emotions and your creative expression. It allows you to process and transform feelings in a deeply mindful way. Emotional anchoring turns your artwork into a visual and energetic representation of your healing journey. So by amplifying the full moon's power and aligning your mind, your body, and your spirit with your intentions. And then by the end of the ritual, not only will your artwork reflect your emotional landscape, but you'll also feel lighter and more aligned and deeply connected to the Cancer full moon's transformative energy. So using neurographic art in this way, using neurographic art as a ritual, really allows you to tap in. So you can create emotional release, drawing those neural lines, rounding the corners, helping to process and let go of pent-up emotions, and really bringing yourself into alignment, energy clearing, bringing that renewal in. It can really enhance your intuition. We're not in judgment here. Just let it flow where it wants to flow. And when you tap into that full moon, especially when the full moon's in Cancer, it really heightens your intuition. So it allows you easier access and deeper connection to your inner wisdom through this mindful art process. Neurographic art ritual is also great for intentional manifestation. So adding the colors, symbols, anchors to the artwork and really turn it into a creative expression. And it's actually you're tapping into your subconscious mind and really putting your goal setting in your visualization deep within your psyche. And then, if nothing else, stress relief and the clarity that can come just from the process of creating the art, being mindful of rounding the corners, putting in the neurographic lines in their unpredictable pattern. And it helps to diminish and eliminate those limiting beliefs. So holistic healing is the goal. At least it's my goal when I do neurographic art. It's not the goal for everyone. You know, some people like to do art just for the sake of art, and that's beautiful. And if you want to create a neurographic art drawing just for the sake of creating art, I highly encourage you to do it. But if you want to take it a step deeper, going through this emotional anchoring process, walking through all of the deep work that goes with neurographic art is really impactful and can really make change in your life if you want it to. So friends, as we're putting the finishing touches on our drawing, I'd love to just say my most heartfelt thank you for being here and joining me. It means the world to me to have you draw along and share this wonderful experience. I'd love to hear from you. So, please share what you experience with your neurographic art ritual in the comments. Tell me, how does it help you connect with your emotions, or did you set some intentions? Let me know. I'd love to hear. Or if there's a topic that you'd like me to explore in future videos, the comments are a perfect place to let me know. I'm making a list and I would love to have your suggestions on it. Of course, if you're ready for more creative inspiration, I'd love for you to check out my next video on art and mindfulness. I'm going to link the video right here. So don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I'll see you in the next video.